Yeah, so my speech topic will be about the tensions with Iran and you in the U.S. Pretty much about the conflicts they've had, and I want to talk about this because I feel like ever since COVID hit, we kind of all. I mean, it was more important for sure COVID, so we are all kind of focused on COVID, and we forgot about this problem, which still causes to this day problems. So I wanted to talk to y'all about this for a little bit, and hopefully we could all get a better understanding of what's going on in the world, in the real world. So pretty much, we've had tensions with Iran the longest from since 1951 to be exact, from the CIA overthrowing the Iranian government. Demo- they were going to be a democracy, and I'll get into that. To the Iran hostage crisis, to the to even President Reagan declaring Iran as a terrorist organization, and to the Iran Contra affair, which if you look into that one, we ended up helping Iran. But yeah, pretty much it goes hand in hand. But the main one I want to focus on was last year in early 2020 when the U.S. killed their general of the military, Soleimani, which caused every panic. Cause I remember everybody thought that World War III was going to happen, but nothing ended up happening. Well, thank God. And yes, and so I want to get into some of these. So why do we have tension with them? It all started from in 2013. Well, tension with Iran has been there since the longest. So, but this was something that caused the earliest movements of tension, I would say. In 2013, the CIA, which is the Central Intelligence Agency, debriefed or I guess debunked or declassified some documents, which in those documents stated which that they pretty much helped a dictator get power in Iran. Pretty much what was going to happen without getting into too much detail, but a little quick little summary of what happened was Iran was going to get democratic they a democratic leader was pretty popular. He was going to win, and they pretty much overthrew him by the U.S. did by using propaganda and bribing. Now, why did the U.S. do this? Well, because for Iran, a democracy was going to be great. It meant change for the people, so the people were happy. But for us and for the world, probably not so good as Iran was planning. After the democracy came in place, obviously Iran was planning on getting nationalizing the oil and gas. Obviously, in the Middle East, oil and gas is very crucial. And by nationalizing this, the U.S. businesses out there, and they weren't going to go out of business, but they were not going to be able to compete anymore. So this obviously was not a good thing. So that happened, and so the U.S. pretty much helped put a dictator in power, if you want to take into it, because that dictator ran for 23 years, and then the Iran hostage crisis happened, which the Iranians pretty much marched into the U.S. embassy and took U.S. hostages for 444 days. Can you imagine that? Over a year. Yeah, over a year and a couple months, and as a hostage, that must suck. So yeah, now why did that happen? Well, because of that one leader, that dictator, who later had cancer and was pretty much helped into the U.S. kind of like an asylum to get treatment. Well, the Iranians were not happy, as they wanted to charge him with the crimes against humanity, and they wanted him extradited back. And obviously, the U.S. had him. They were helping him, so that's why the Iran hostage crisis happened. So now you may ask, what does this have to do with us on the modern day? Well, last year we obviously killed their general, Soleimani, which was not good. But I feel like we all forgot since COVID, with COVID spreading and all that. So we all forgot about this, but it's very crucial as it affects treaties, it affects pretty much countries, it affects oil and gas, it affects everyone. Everyone who lives in this country, it affects us. Even though you may not think so, it really does. And all this is due to the tensions. So, and I feel like we've been kind of putting it aside, but it's something that's very real and it's happening around us. But obviously, with COVID hitting, we sometimes don't pay too much attention to it. But that's why I wanted to do my topic on this to just inform you a little bit about this. Thank you.